7 signs you're being used. Not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay, and not everyone who stays has your best interests at heart. It's a difficult truth to accept, but some people aren't drawn to the person you are. They're drawn to what you can do for them. They see your kindness as an opportunity, your energy as a resource to be tapped, and your support as a service to be consumed. They are not drawn to you, they are drawn to your utility. Real strength isn't about building walls so high that no one can get in. It's about developing the wisdom to recognize the difference between a genuine connection and a subtle exploitation. It's about learning to read the unspoken contract in your relationships. Here are 7 signs that the terms are not in your favor. Sign #1. It's always about them. This is the foundational sign, the one from which all others grow. In a one-sided relationship, the other person is the sun, and you are expected to be a planet in their orbit. Think about your recent conversations. Do you find yourself spending 90% of the time listening to their problems, their dramas, and their victories, only for the conversation to end abruptly when it's your turn to share? When you do get a chance to talk about your life, do they seem distracted, quickly changing the subject back to themselves? Plans are another major indicator. They are always on their terms, at their preferred location, and on their schedule. If you suggest something that works better for you, it's met with resistance or dismissed. Your needs, your preferences, and your convenience are consistently treated as secondary. You're not a partner in the friendship. You're an accessory to their life. You're the reliable friend who will always show up, the on-call therapist who will always listen, the dependable favor doer who never asks for anything back. A genuine friendship is a two-way street. It's a dance of give and take. A true friend asks, "How was your day?" and then actually listens to the answer. They remember that you had a big presentation at work and text you to see how it went. Plans are a collaboration, a compromise. If your relationship feels less like a partnership and more like you're a supporting character in their movie, that's not friendship, that's convenience. Sign #2, they only call when they need something. Your phone buzzes, you see their name and you don't feel a spark of joy. Instead, you feel a sense of dread and your first thought is, what do they want now? This person's communication is purely transactional. They don't call to share a funny story, to see how you're feeling after a tough week, or just to say hello. Their calls are always prefaced with a request. Can you do me a huge favor? Are you busy Friday night? I need a ride to the airport. Or I'm a little short on cash this month. They might wrap the request in a thin veil of pleasantries, but the purpose of the call is always clear. Once the favor is granted, they vanish. They disappear back into their own world, and you won't hear from them again until the next time they need your help, your time, or your money. You are a resource, not a relationship. True friends check in for no reason other than to connect. They share things that made them think of you. They are a consistent presence in your life, not just a guest star who appears when they need something from the main character. If their presence in your life is defined by their needs, you're not a friend, you're a utility. Sign #3, your effort isn't returned. Reciprocity is the lifeblood of any healthy relationship. It's the unspoken understanding that you are there for each other. When that flow of energy only goes in one direction, the relationship will inevitably wither. You're the one who always remembers their birthday, but they forget yours. You're the one driving across town to help them move, but when you need a hand, they're suddenly swamped. You are their emergency contact, their shoulder to cry on, their biggest cheerleader. But when you're the one in crisis, you're met with silence or shallow platitudes. This isn't about keeping a scorecard. It's about the fundamental feeling of being supported. In a one-sided relationship, you give and give, hoping that one day your efforts will be recognized and returned. But they never are. Your generosity is not seen as a gift. It's seen as an expectation. In a balanced relationship, both people invest. The effort might not be perfectly 50-50ths every single day, but over time it evens out. They offer to help before you even have to ask. They show up for you just as you show up for them. If you feel like you're constantly pouring water into a bucket with a hole in it, you're in a one-sided relationship. Sign #4, they guilt you into helping. Manipulation is one of the most insidious tools of a user, and guilt is their favorite weapon. They disguise control as a plea for care. When you try to set a boundary or say no to a request, the dynamic shifts. They don't respect your decision. Instead, they try to make you feel bad for it. You'll hear phrases like, "I guess I'll just have to figure it out all by myself then. I thought you were a better friend than that. After everything I've done for you, you can't do this one little thing for me?" This is emotional blackmail. They are making their problem your responsibility and punishing you for not solving it. They make you feel like a bad person for protecting your own time, energy, and resources. Over time, this erodes your ability to say no, and you find yourself agreeing to things you don't want to do, simply to avoid the inevitable guilt trip. A true friend respects your boundaries. If you say you can't do something, they say, "No problem, thanks for letting me know," and they don't hold it against you. They understand that you have your own life and your own limits. If you feel pressured, guilty, or afraid to say no, you're being controlled, not valued. Sign #5. They don't celebrate you. Your success should be a source of joy for the people who truly care about you. For a user, it's either irrelevant or a threat. You get a promotion at work, you achieve a personal goal, or you share some good news. A genuine supporter claps for your success. They're excited for you. A user's reaction is lukewarm at best. They might offer a flat, "Oh, that's cool," before immediately changing the subject back to themselves. Worse, they might display subtle jealousy or try to downplay your achievement. They might say, "Wow, you got lucky," or find a way to criticize your success. Why? Because your wins don't directly benefit them. In fact, your growth and success might make them feel insecure or threatened, as it means you might become less available or less dependent on their approval. A real supporter is your biggest fan. They celebrate your victories as if they were their own, because your happiness contributes to their happiness. If the people around you go silent when you succeed, they are not on your team. Sign #6. You feel drained, not uplifted. This is the sign you can't rationalize away. It's the one you feel in your body. Pay attention to how you feel after you interact with someone. Do you hang up the phone feeling exhausted, anxious, or heavy? Do you leave a hangout feeling depleted instead of energized? This is often called a social hangover. Healthy, positive connections refuel you. They leave you feeling seen, heard, and lighter. Toxic, one-sided connections are draining. They take more than they give, leaving you emotionally and mentally exhausted. You might find yourself dreading their calls or making excuses to avoid seeing them. This is your intuition, your nervous system, telling you that this interaction is costing you more than it's worth. You constantly feel used because on a subconscious level, you know that you are. Time with a good friend feels like coming home. You can be your authentic self, and you leave feeling better about yourself and the world. It's a source of energy, not a drain on it. Your energy is your most valuable resource. If someone consistently depletes it, they are a liability to your well-being. Sign #7. They disappear when you need them. This is the ultimate test of loyalty, and it is the clearest sign of all. The fair weather friend is only around when the sun is shining. Life gets tough. You lose a job, go through a painful breakup, or face a family crisis. This is when you need your support system the most, and this is precisely when the user becomes a ghost. Your frantic texts go unanswered for days. Your calls go straight to voicemail. If you do get a response, it's a shallow, "So sorry to hear that. Hope you feel better soon," before they promptly disappear again. They don't have the time or the emotional capacity to support you because there's nothing in it for them. Your crisis is an inconvenience, not a reason to show up. True loyalty doesn't vanish in hard times, it's forged in them. A real friend sits with you in your pain, listens to you when you're falling apart, and offers their help without you even having to ask. They show up. Anyone can be there for the good times. The people who matter are the ones who walk with you through the storm. Recognizing that you're being used is not a reflection of your weakness or naivety. More often than not, it is a reflection of your greatest strengths, your generosity, your empathy, and your willingness to see the good in people. But your kindness is not a limitless resource to be exploited. It is a precious gift that should be shared with those who will cherish and reciprocate it. Don't settle for people who see you as a stepping stone or a convenience. You deserve more than that. Take a stand for your own worth, set boundaries, reevaluate the relationships that drain you, and then intentionally surround yourself with those who support, respect, and uplift you. Choose the people who don't just take your light, but who reflect it right back at you.